A lot of these men out here, they don't even know an artist. You know, they just because you speaking and talking and you rhyming like, you know, ABC, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Words. Because you told me that before too. You know, we real with each other. You're like, hey, bro, you know, you probably change that up. That was a little bit of ABC. Easy, you
Some
know,
people like, man, fuck you.
Cat in the Hat rhymes, but you gotta appreciate that because it's an art, bro.
What was your mindset when it came to goals? Like, what were you aiming for at a young age?
Man, fucking niggas up. That's what I wanted to do. I always wanted to fuck somebody up, bro. And I don't know, I think it was just because of the anger of how I grew up and the type of obstacles that God gave me. Because sometimes I feel like I wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? I'll put some cold water in your face and wake up, man.
That's my go-to.
Yeah, smell the coffee beans and just know.
That's my second go-to.
For real, just know, man. Just know, like, there's somebody out there right now getting it harder than you. Yeah. Whether it's 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, you know. And if you waking up earlier than that, shout out to you because it's hard. Everybody who's an entrepreneur and who's got some type of business going on for themselves just knows. Like, you have to work overtime and like extra. You know, you have to work way more than you work a 9 to 5. You got what it's cousin of death. You know what I mean? Sleep is the cousin of death. Sleep is the cousin of death. So it's very hard for me to fall asleep. I have insomnia tattooed on my head. It's very hard for me to sleep.
I ain't never peeped that. That's
very, very hard for me.
I ain't acting, I'm just speaking what I see behind the lens. Even though I'm speaking roles, the creator I am.
Watch the rest devour.
Peace, love, prosperity, family. It's King and Ryan on the Move Different Podcast. This is episode 4, and today I bring to you a very, very special guest, a dear brother of mine, a stranger for our different mothers, different cities, but we came together in unity and we did some collaborations on stuff. So look for some projects coming. But enough of that. We have an artist, we have a family man, we have an entrepreneur, and we have a father in the building. And I want to bring to you today Amarù. Amarù, thank you for joining the Move Different Podcast.
What's up, brother, my boy?
Appreciate you. So, man, I'm glad you're going to make time to get out here. I had you on my mind for a while when it comes to projects, but I'm looking like I need more men to talk. I've been having a lot of women on the podcast. I just interviewed episode 3. I had Steven Anderson, who's another author, artist, and actor from Kansas City. And I'm just proud that you was able to make it happen in a short moment of time. So thank you. I want to give your flowers while you're here.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
Yes.
I've been watching you, man. You've been putting in that work. I swear to God.
Thank you, man. You too. So I know it's a lot of things besides just the titles. Like, it's so much to go beyond it. I look at you as a great thought leader. You know, you got a lot of spiritual knowledge. You got a lot of Black history knowledge, a lot of culture behind you. But the biggest thing I know my audience is you have entrepreneurs, you have artists, you have small business owners, and you have young men that just graduated high school, 19, and they still don't have a purpose or mission or where to start. So I feel like everybody has a spark. They just don't have the awareness on how to identify what that spark is or how to come across it.
Yeah.
So what sparked you in the beginning to even get into music? Let's start there.
So I used to live in a shelter home, a domestic violence shelter home. My mother went through it, you know, with my little brothers and sisters. And I met my partner, man, named Jason. You know, he's like a cousin to me. But when I met him and, you know, the way that the women were kind of running the shelter home, it's crazy because it's like prison for real. But the way that they was running the shelter home, you know, it kind of inspired me a little bit, you know, as far as like how women are, how powerful they can be, you know, and play a big role in our life. So when I met him, we just kind of went from there, you know. And then, what was the question again?
You good, because I know that be happening.
What was the question again?
Doing it, because we need to get into the backstory. I want to know that. What inspired you to get into the music?
What inspired me to get into music? Okay, so yeah. So anyways, shelter home and shit, man. And then, you know, we, through the shelter home, we try to get Section 8, you know what I'm saying? And then me and Jason, we ended up at the Section 8. And then from there we just rapping. You know what I'm saying? At an empty shelter home, off of, I forgot the name of the place now, bro, but it was like some projects, you know, right there off of the fuck is that called, man? The Martin Luther King before it became Martin Luther King. Paseo, off of Paseo. You know, Paseo, you got Paseo, and then you got the projects right there, kind of close to 18th Avenue, across the street from BP. I forgot the name.
No, you good. Cause no, I ain't from Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? So, but I drove down that area, so when you started pitching, I can name it.
So that's where it started, man. It's the rapping. That's where it started. You know, it started really in the bathroom when I used to go to the bathroom and, you know, take a shit or something. I'd be in the writing.
That's
real. You know what I'm saying? Like rapping and all that. It used to be the tombstone. But then when me and Jason, you know, we in the same situation, the mom in the shelter home, you know, whoever, dad, parent, whatever you want to call it, mom going through something, my mom going through something, and we'll just go back to that spot, bro, and it'd be empty. I'm talking about empty. The whole place is empty. You know, drug dealers outside, they selling dope, you know, it's a lot of fucked up shit going on outside, but we inside, man, just literally just rapping, bro. Just rapping, freestyling all day and night. And then from there, it was like, I was like, damn, bro. Well, he told me, like, bro, you got some talent, you know, like, you know, keep doing the shit. And I kept telling him, like, bro, keep doing that shit too, you know. And then from there, fortunately, we separated. You know, he had to go about his life, I had to go about my life, but I still keep in touch and base with him. He actually lost a brother, man. He was my little brother too, you know. Light-skinned cat, green eyes, you know, handsome guy, man. Lost, you know, he loved basketball and shit. Got killed in the shooting, you know, so he's definitely going through it. So Jason, you out there, shout out to you, bro.
Shout out Jason, my
Love you, bro.
Love you. So during that time, what was some of the artists that, give me 3 artists that you like would say inspired you, rather that's your style or rather it kept you motivated mentally?
Chad Butler, Pimp C, all day, first and foremost, Tupac, and Lauryn Hill.
You definitely got a lot of Tupac. I did not expect you to say Lauryn Hill. You know, most men ain't gonna mention no women.
I love it. I love it. Lauryn Hill touched your soul, man. And then she talked knowledge too. And then you gotta think about it too. When she wrote the album, she was in Jamaica. When she wrote that album,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
She was in Jamaica. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, she was in Jamaica, wrote that last album that went like crazy. You know, what was it? The Miseducation, Lauryn Hill? Yeah. Went crazy. Wrote that motherfucking joint.
You don't really understand that stuff till you get older.
Listen, bro, a lot of these men out here, they don't even know an artist. You know, they just because you speaking and talking and you rhyming like, you know, ABC, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Words. Because you told me that before too. You know, we real with each other. You're like, hey, bro, you know, you could probably change that up. That was a little bit of ABC. Easy. You know,
some people like, man, fuck you.
Cat in the hat rhymes, but you gotta appreciate that because it's an art, bro. You know.
Definitely. Catch that part. Art. You have to be creative, stroke the imagination, and also be unique in your own different way. If you're doing ABC, you know, eggs, greens, and ham, and Sam's like tough, you know, Dr. Seuss did. You really ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little kid beating on sticks on a bucket, think he doing the drum. It's totally different when you get in the ring.
Think about Lauryn Hill, man.
Well, that part. And I know one thing I didn't mention was the fashion. And the only reason I ain't mentioning the fashion, because I know it's not your main focus, but you had some clothing lines with your name on it, and it just sounds dope as hell. Because like when I see Amaru and how it's spelled out, I can see Amaru like a Fendi, like a Gucci, like a, you know, just a one name companies thing. So as you start to get dab into that, what inspired that? I was like, you know what, let me give me some apparel behind it.
So the name, you know, Amaru. So I named my son Amaru. I am Amaru. So it's Incan mythology. And Amaru, Tupac Amaru, which the Tupac Amaru we know, you know what I mean? He was named after a Incan empire leader, you know? So then my name Amaru came from that. And then I just took upon to pretty much, you know, take that whole persona, master that shit. I gave my son his name, Yahweh Amaru Montez, love him to death, you know, and that's where it came from, you know? So from Incan mythology, it's a dragon.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Speaking of being a family man and having a son, being a father, like what was it like you growing up as a kid? Like who were you under? Was it the grandparents? Was it mom? Was it, I know you had group homes you was in, but was there any like male figure that guided you through the way, or you had to figure it out yourself? Like what was that like?
Hell no, Tupac. I say Tupac was the one that guided me through the way. I always said this, and it sounds crazy, right? But I always said Tupac, the father of the ghetto. So in a way, he was a father to me. That was really like my male figure as I was growing up. And my grandmother, though, I give it to my grandmother because my grandmother really took care of me for a very long time. Now I'm Honduran and African, so I was living in Honduras, you know. And at the time, living in Honduras, my mother, she had to figure out ways to, like, you know, just make her mail, you know, make her paper. So she left me with my grandmother for about, say, 2-3 years. And yeah, my grandmother took care of me, man. She was a godly woman, you know, Christian and Muslim, but you know, she made sure that that's what she instilled in me, you know, to pray and believe in God. Don't watch cartoons; they demonic. You know,
we look back on it, I see.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my grandmother. But yeah, that's what I really looked up to, for real, for real.
Awesome, I love it. All right, so what's some things based on what you come to learn as a man, some things, some principles your grandma introduced you to that you pass on or newly teach to your son?
To meditate, to have patience, sabali, have patience, and to always make sure that you put God first, because God will humble you. He'll give you everything. He'll give you everything you want. You know, dreams, aspirations, whatever. He'll give it to you, but at the same time, He'll give it to you, take it right back. And then you'll be back in square one, you know. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? I won't drink again. Whatever it is, I won't smoke again. Whatever the case is, He'll bring you back to square one and humble your ass quick. So I could really just say that, you know, be a servant to God.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah. Well, that brings me into the next topic is goals. Because when it comes to goals, you got to have some type of backed by faith. You got to have some belief behind it. And you got to have some real dog behind you, as Eric Thomas would say.
Yeah.
So back then, when you were like, yo, come out of high school, just so your early teenage years and early 20s, what was like your mindset then? Like, was it always I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, or you was just trying to get money? Like, what was your mindset when it came to goals? Like, what were you aiming for at a young age?
Man, fucking niggas up. That's what I wanted to do. I always wanted to fuck somebody up, bro. And I don't know, I think it was just because of the anger of how I grew up and the type of obstacles that God gave me. Because sometimes I felt like I wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? But then it just got to a point where I'm like, I just want to fight. You know what I'm saying? I just want to fight whoever, whatever, whenever it happens. And that happened to me a lot in school, man. I was getting suspended, got expelled, you know, had to go through a certain program where I couldn't go back to school, had to, you know, go through the computer system and shit to get my GED and all that shit, bro. But that's you know, that built a dog in me, just always wanting to fight. And then what really made me just want to, like, bite down on something and make something happen for myself was just, I gotta give it to God, man. I gotta give it to God, because the devil could have easily just took over me and been like, fuck it, go murder somebody.
Thanks.
You know, fuck it, go do some crack. Fuck, because there's a lot of people that are like that right now, and it's fucked up. You see them, they zombies. You go to the corners, you know, bro, they holding signs, like, a lot of addicts, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't sorry to say it. My mother had them days, like, I ain't gonna say she is right now, but she's a fully functional addict. But some days I seen the zombie mode on the ground, just looking for lost cigarettes, just out of mind, not knowing who I am. And I had asked my cousin one day, like, has she always been like this? Because she got 5 kids. My dad had 12 kids, one was a stillborn, but the rest of us, it was from different women. But my mama specifically, she had 5 kids, 2 by another guy, and then 3 by my father.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my older cousin, and she was like, well, you gotta understand your auntie that you never got to meet, that was her older sister. She died at 18. She was at an apartment party, and somebody came through and shot it up with an Uzi, and she died. And then mama ain't been right since. I was like, oh, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, you don't know how to cope with that. You in the hood, no one talking about mental health. Anybody talking about meditation. Anybody, all they saying, go to Jesus, pray to Jesus. You doing it. But when you come out of church, what you see? Other drug addicts. You hear somebody, I know you feeling through. So you want to hit this blunt, that's where it starts. You want to smoke the cigarette, you want to smoke this black, then you know, you want to take a sniff, and then before you know it, you gone, and that's your only best feeling. You know, her father, he was around, but I guess I don't even know that backstory. Yeah. My grandfather was around, but she don't share too much about it. My mother, she died early, sister gone, so you just basically in the streets. She had other brothers, my uncles, but what she can't relate, can't connect. So when they hustling, they trying to take care of, but at the same time, I get older, I see my own brother selling my mom crack. Yeah. So, you know, when you get people grow up, right now, I'm going to fight any nigga on the hood that ever sell my mom weed. How you going to do that with most of your cousins and your own brother selling? Yeah. It's tough. So when you had all that anger, what do you think it stemmed from?
What it stand for?
Where it stemmed from? What was the root of all your anger?
Root
Fuck
of that.
people up.
From not having a father. From growing up, just, being an immigrant and just realizing that shit is harder for me than everybody else, And that's just me being real. Not trying to make anybody feel some type of way, but just my shit was harder. My shit was deeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about my mother took me from across the border to here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was tough, bro. No father, no nothing. And then when I did have my father, my mom was pregnant. He was throwing rocks at her and shit. My mom was trying to escape from that shit. You know what I'm saying? And when I went to go see him in prison, somewhere in some fucking prison out there in Honduras or whatever, they told me it was my uncle. They was trying to like kind of keep him from me, And he was like all close and cool to me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be close and trying to, do what he can. But at the end of the day, you in prison. Then on top of that, you made my mom run away, from this country to that country because you try to kill us. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine addict, murderer. So fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And that's why I think that's where the anger came from, for real. That's why now I'm a great father to my son because I never had that.
So how did you come into meditation then? Because you say you teach your son meditation and have all that anger. Something had to transpire when you start trying to learn new avenues to control that anger, manage that anger. So how did you get introduced to meditation?
Just learning about astral planet and the Master Key System. That's a book I read. It's called the Master Key System.
Check that out.
It's definitely a good book. It's about manifesting life and things like that. And then I went to jail. I went to prison. I was about a year, and I had a lot of time by myself. I'm talking about self-confinement where they call it the box, whatever. Insane motherfuckers who like gone with their head. You can't sleep at night because you feel like there's demons around you or something. They screaming, just chanting random shit. You don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that, and then being alone by myself also made me go into meditation. To where I sit down, I throw on some 42 hertz real quick. And and I try to astral plane and get away from it all because this shit to me was like hell at a point, But I learned from Nas. Honestly, I learned from Nas. It's like you could either live in heaven or live in hell. So you might as well make it your heaven because I felt like I was in hell at first. I'm out in hell. Fuck, let me get away. Close my eyes, and I learned how to astral plane.
So I love that. So I know I had in the song I had rapped and said, hell. I'm used to hell because I grew numb to the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Tupac said, roads can grow from concrete. Just imagine what you can do to rise to product.
Yeah.
And that hell for me, it wasn't the hell to the extent you got anybody else. It was just the fact that, like you said, you see zombies, everybody drugged out, everybody sagging their pants. You see a lost tribe and a lost culture, and you think it's normal until you start going to them different states. You start moving around, you start seeing something different. Hold on, so it's different ways out here. It's different ways to hustle. It's people like this. Oh, black families do stick together. Oh, they awesome black communities that ain't poor. Damn, what they know? All right, let me check into that. So, still on goals, back then, fucking people up, who you are to now and the things you have to overcome, what new goals did you create for yourself?
I'd say I built a life not just for me, and I built a life for other people, And as far as goals, I can say that I built the home, I built the kingdom, I built set rules, and I've been given the title as a king, and to me that's the biggest honor you can have. So for a goal, being a king is the greatest honor you can have.
Let me ask you that question. I call myself King of Light. That's
definitely King of Light like a motherfucker.
A lot of women call themselves queens, and they want to think about Cleopatra. That's just one woman. Unless you want to talk about Elizabeth. But black, that's only one, and you probably got a few others, but mainly it's a man. When you say king, what does that mean to you to be a king?
To be a king is someone that can control the kingdom and has the option of either going to war or staying at peace and fighting for your own, So to me, that's my definition of king, is to either have that choice. We can go to war today, or we can stay here, build up some walls, you know what I'm saying, and just be at peace within each other. Because at the end of the day, the war is here, you know, and it's war outside of the country and shit, but it's war here to where we can all just kind of, you know, get along, man. You know, we can get along.
What do you think the greatest war is that men face? Men
The
and
greatest
women.
war,
Greatest war.
man and a woman is living with each other. Living with
That's
each
a different
other.
answer. I didn't expect that.
That's the greatest war to me personally. Just my personal opinion. Living with each other, because sometimes you don't want to go home to them. You know, sometimes they don't want to go home to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, a home is a home, and we gotta make one. You know, so.
Thanks. Okay. And you mentioned astral project. You were going time of meditation where you astral project just to escape. But also, I know when I hear astral project,
Yeah.
I think about visualization. So
Yeah.
they say create your vision board and see forward. So if you take it in that sense and you look at goals, when you astral project, what are some things that you have yet to accomplish that you set out to accomplish? That you're setting out to accomplish?
So some things that I'm setting out to accomplish. I want to become a millionaire.
Right. Any specific reason why?
To become a millionaire? Yeah, to give back. Well, obviously one of them, to be straight up with you. You know, I'm trying to get a mansion, big home. You know, trying to buy my mama home. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure my kids have a legacy and just future wealth overall, and just be, you know, tied into the knowledge of having investments, having money in their own family. You know, because just like Italians, you know what I'm saying? Like Italians do that. You know, they keep it within the family. So if I can do that to them and make sure that they have what they need, so when they get older, they don't have to do what I did, you know, or do worse than what I did, then, you know.
Makes sense. I mean, I salute that. Which brings me to my next topic, money. So, you know, on the podcast, we talk about 4 pillars: money, time, goals, and relationships.
Yeah.
So by you being a millionaire, have you always had that mindset of being a millionaire? And the reason I ask that, because people say, I just want to be rich. I just want to be wealthy. I just want a lot of money.
Right.
But you ain't got a goal on it. Like, you ain't got a number on it. You
Yeah.
can't say, I want to get a job, I want to go to work, and I have a schedule when to clock in, when to leave. You know what I'm saying? It's numbers to everything. So did you always want to be a millionaire? Or you came to something like, this ain't enough money, I have to become a millionaire?
Well, here's the thing is, money is a fiat currency. I don't know if I was saying that right. Fiat currency. And so, for example, Zimbabwe, right? Back in the day, I can't remember the year, but America came down there, and their currency at the moment was these beautiful stones, you know. And when the Americans got there, they're like offering them like, hey, we have these stones. You got to go up this hill, got to go down the river. It's these stones that just mean so much to them, you know. And Americans is laughing and shit like, what the fuck? These stones, what? But you think about it, it's like money don't mean shit, you know. It's invisible. It ain't there, you know. So really, you're just chasing the status and the means of survival of what the money brings, and that's what I tried to. Whoever I come across with is like, man, this shit don't mean nothing, you know. And it's just a sense of knowing what you have, you know, because paper is just paper, you know, just like the stone is a stone, you know what I'm saying? What's deeper to me is just what it can do, you know, what it can do. It can provide shelter for people. It can provide food for them. You know, it can make a starving person not starve no more. You know, it can provide transportation for someone who don't got it. You know what I'm saying? Like it do all of these things, and unfortunately, we have to live by that law because the government makes it out to be that way. You know, yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to millionaire, is there a number you can put on it as far as like, I don't want to, if it's God's will, and you have to pick a number, what number you want to be more than? What, like, I want to settle, not settle, but I don't want to make nothing less than this amount of numbers of millions. Is it a number you have on that?
I'm trying to make billions. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's talk that talk, man. Don't be humble.
No, for real. I'm trying to make billions, man. You know, and somebody said this. You know, I can't quote it. I can't remember. I'm gonna give them credit. Whoever said it, but they said 100,000 is probably the new thousand. You know what I'm saying? $100 is the new dollar. You know, the million is the new 100,000. So I need my mail. You know, you need your mail. We need to get some millions. You know, 100 million, 500 million, get to a billion. Then I feel like, all right, now we're doing something. You know, I'm not comfortable. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people get too comfortable with just making a couple hundred. 300 a week, 500 a week. Not trying to knock them down, but man, get you some more mail, man. Get you some more paper. You see how these people are getting these billions and millions, and now let's talk about trillions. These motherfuckers that's really
Rothschild.
Zillions, yeah, trillions, zillions. Come on, man. Shit, they get deep with these dollars, man.
See, now that transitions perfectly into my next topic. Time. You know what I'm saying? We can have all the money goals, but if you're not having that time management in place, you're not really staying disciplined, dedicated, consistency, like all the principles behind it, then you can easily fall short of your goal. And one of the biggest quotes I love about goals is Les Brown said. He said, if you go after your dreams casually, you will end up a casualty. I love that. Like, it don't get unreal because you think you got time, but you might not wake up tomorrow. God forbid, something might happen out there. Yeah. The economy might shut down like COVID again. Yeah. You didn't pick up no new skills. You didn't invest into no new education. You didn't build on the relationship, so therefore you have no resources. Right. So when it comes to time, how do you view time? How important is time to you?
Man, it's the boy. I swear to God, time, man, time. Look, I just got me a new piece right here at G-Shock. I look at the time now. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I've always been a person to look at my phone or ask somebody, what's the time? But now I made it a priority to look at this watch, so I can learn more about my time watch. You know what I'm saying? Because I cherish time that much. You can never get that back, bro. And sometimes people, for some reason, they just think that you can play with my time or play with your time. Like, bro, playing with my time is deeper than money. It's deeper than money. So it's so profound, I don't even know how to explain it. Because like you said, I'd be here right now talking to you. Tomorrow, I won't be here, And even with our women, they don't understand how precious time is,
That part. Sometimes they just want to cuddle and lay up. It's like, we got other things. Didn't you say you got kids? Didn't you say you care about their future?
Exactly.
You go to work for the man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You make them happy. You buy all the gifts and stuff, but how are you preparing them for the future the day you leave? Exactly. And that's what a lot of black communities don't do. Like, when we was talking to cousin Ray, he was mentioning about life insurance. He was mentioning about investments and how a lot of people really don't have life insurance, but they look forward to is creating GoFundMe pages and food drives and that's. Forgive me, I ain't trying to talk about it. I come from there too, but that's pathetic. You know what I'm saying? My father died. He didn't leave us with nothing. We going through a lawsuit now with the nursing home, and they just wrote off, we're going to pay you this X amount of money, but it's not for death. It's because of wrong, not staying on top of stuff. Yeah. But I can't get my father back from that. I walked into the hospital one day. He had a breathing mask on. I'm trying to talk to him. I was trying to reach for the mask, take it off. Hey, you can't do that. He's on stimulation. He roll his eyes. He trying to talk. I'm trying to listen. I heard a little bit. I'm like, you want a massage? I used to get my damn massage. He get a massage his whole body. Heard him say, you're a lifesaver. I leave, get back to the crib because he in the inner city at this time in the suburbs. 45 minutes later, my brother called me. Hospital called, said they looking good. They got to get back. I'm like, I just got here. I'll be back. I'm stalling. 15 more minutes. Yeah. Homie come in. At this time, I'm sleeping on his couch. I ain't got no license. I ain't got a car. My other daughter, she farther in the city than past my dad. I'm catching buses, Ubers. I'm like, all right, man. Let me go back. 15 minutes before I get back, get the phone call. He gone. All I can do is think about that woman. Like, why wouldn't you let me take off his mask? I just wanted to hear what the fuck he wanted to say. I'm sorry. If I would have known, I would have. I'm sorry, don't do nothing. Yeah. But now here it is. You ain't got no money saved up. All your life, you live check to check. Caring about your kids. My kids come first. Take care of me and him. Yeah. But you didn't prep us financially because you didn't educate yourself financially. Now we got to dig up stuff, bury you, and still be stuck in a rut. You left us with nothing. You left us with manhood. You taught us how to treat a woman, how to stand up for yourself, be a man of your word. Taught us morals. I ain't going to knock that. But like you said, where we live at, money is the tool you need. Yeah, yeah. All right, so we back. See, my man had to come out the jacket. He had to look like, woo! You know, so I would make fun, say he's got a little nervous. But no, he ain't never nervous. You ain't got to sweat that. But back to what I was talking like time. So the question is, when it comes to being a father, being an entrepreneur, a lot of people end up neglecting a lot of stuff where they beat themselves up or they wish they can go back and change things, but they can't. So I know it's nothing perfect to do, but just being a father entrepreneur, how do you go about creating work-life balance if that even exists in your world? How do you manage your time being a father and entrepreneur?
Gotta beat the sun. You gotta beat the sun, man. You know, early bird get the worm. So as long as you up before the sun and you able to self-motivate yourself and just get going before your family's up, before anybody's up, bro, you winning. You winning, you know?
Okay.
You know, put some cold water in your face and wake up, man.
That's my go-to.
Yeah, smell the coffee beans and just
That's
know.
my second go-to.
For real, just know, man. Just know, like, there's somebody out there right now getting it harder than you.
Yeah.
Whether it's 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, you know. And if you waking up earlier than that, shout out to you because it's hard. Everybody who's an entrepreneur and who's got some type of business going on for themselves just knows, like, you have to work overtime and like extra. You know, you have to work way more than you work a 9 to 5. You know, and it's really hard to get sleep. You know what I mean? And it reminds me of what Einstein used to do, or what they said he used to do, or Tesla. Was it Tesla? Nikola
They
Tesla.
both work together, so.
Yeah, I think that might have been Nikola Tesla, where they said he used to sleep like every 2 hours. He had some kind of clock going on. He would sleep for 2 hours, wake up, he's back at it, sleep for another 2, back at it, 2, you know. And it's crazy to say that, but it happens. There's been times where I done been grinding and grinding and grinding. I look at the time, I'm like, damn, I only got 2 hours of sleep. Fuck it, 2 hours, wake up, still wake up. Fuck it, you know what I mean? Get the kid to the bus stop, you know, change the diaper real quick, you know what I'm saying? And then I gotta write an invoice. Then I gotta call this person, call that person, like, you know, and then I gotta, here's the lawyer calling. I'm still active and I'm still going. So it really, time management to me depends on who you are as a person. So if you're a lazy person, you're not going to be able to time manage too much. If you're a person of that wants more, that wants to, you know, just everything out of life, don't matter what time it is, you're going to make some time. You're going to make some time. Just like, you know, this interview. I was busy, getting a little quick gym workout, still made time. You know, because I feel like you're a millionaire already, so fuck it. My boy calling, I'm coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm scared, you know, we just waiting for the checks to clear.
Yeah, that's it.
That part. All right, so when it comes to your youngest age, your younger age, like, you know, they say, tell me who your friends are to tell you your future. So at a young age, where would you concentrate your focus at when it came around time? How would you spend your time in your younger age?
Being ignorant, man. Being real immature and ignorant. You know, I'm just like any other younger person. You know, you look good, so you know all the ladies giving you their attention. You know, you want lusting over everything. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I didn't get a whole bunch of women pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I got lucky on that one. Dodged a couple bullets. You know, no, I literally dodged a couple bullets. You know what I'm saying? Spend my time sometimes gang banging every now and then. You know, nothing to be proud about, but it was part of me. Spent my time, you know, just trying to find different hustles. And as fucked up as it sounds, it's like, you know, whether I'm stealing something and reselling it, I was always selling something, man. You know, weed, whatever, crack, bro, iPads, iPods, like we selling shit. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, bro, I swear. You know, and at a point in time in my younger age, I became I was kicking doors in, bro. I was kicking doors in. You know, and when you think about shit like that, it just makes you feel grateful for where you are, because a lot of the partners that I was around at the time, you know, they either doing life in prison, they dead, they gone. You know, so one of my partners, Reggie, you know, he doing some time right now. You know, for some shit that he had going on. He was real close, you know, real close. You know, younger dude. I was like 20, he like 16. Got the word savage tattooed on his back, going crazy. He looked up to me, you know, I didn't, you know what I mean? But and the way I feel fucked up is I was teaching him fucked up shit too. You know, I could have been where we at now, and we like, you know, hey, you know, let's do this, let's do that, you know, we're positive outcome. But I was on some other shit, like, man, take this sawed off, you know what I mean, and cut off the barrel. You know, take that, you know, take this 40 cal, let's go to the back and let's shoot the Cobra out the window. You know, let's do stupid shit, bro. Just stupid shit. Let's rag up real quick, put some go down the street. And who did what? Let's go down there, you know. And then unfortunately he murdered his father. And a store clerk. Murdered his father in a store clerk, 17 years old.
So he knew that was his father?
Yeah.
Man.
I met his father. His father was fucked up. So, you know, sometimes I think about that shit and I'm like, man, I mean, you can't really blame him for what happened, because he felt threatened. he felt like his life was in jeopardy. So he did what anyone would have done, you know, young and turned up like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, he did his thing and he overdid it when he killed the clerk, you know. He overdid that one, so.
I feel that. My last guest, his book called From a Boy to a Man. He talked about as he had to watch his father beat his mom, and then when he got older, his dad would have to come get him, and when she knocked unconscious, give him some water and say, just throw it on, wake up, and just witness it again all over. And then when he was in his 30s, so he's 45 now. When he was in his 30s, his father pulled out a gun on him like 3 times before. I was like, you ain't never thought about killing him? He's like, no, man, it's my pops. And it's like, damn. But the crazy thing in his book, as I was reading his book, he ain't talking about a podcast, when the book, as I'm reading it, he found out that wasn't even his biological mother, and that wasn't even his biological father the whole time growing up. So, like, that PTS, that trauma that people put people through, they don't want to be real with their kids. They don't want to, like, just, you put people through fucked up situations, then you want to try to blame them like they fucked up when you was the water in that seed of fucked upness. You know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to the way you was moving back then with your time, and like say you gave him advice like cut off the salt, how do you move different with your time now, and what type of advice would you be giving people?
Well, I'm more caring now, you know. I'm more nurturing because I have kids around me and shit, you know. So I can't be having loaded guns around my kids. Like, I'm real military minded. Like, I gotta have the bullet out of the fucking chamber. I gotta make sure the magazine is separated from it. You know, everything's gotta be specific. If I see a cup is the way that it was supposed to be, I trip. You know, that's just who I am now. So when it comes to time itself, I've always had a mindset of if I die tonight, you know, what would happen to everything? You know? So if I die tonight, what would happen to the future of my kid? Or if I die tonight, what would happen to my mom? You know? So that's I always revolve death, honestly, to be real with you, you know, because it's just in my life it's just always been real. It's just always been around, you know. I watched my best friend, you know, pass away from natural causes, supposed to be, you know, asthma, you know, which was Raymond's cousin. Shout out Raymond, you know, I was his cousin. And that really hit me deep because, you know, they used to call us salt and pepper. You know what I mean? Salt and pepper. And everywhere we went, they seen me, they seen him, you know, it was vice versa. And so death has always been like a powerful thing to me. I don't play with death. You know, that's why they say, what's the cousin of death? You know, I forgot what they said. What's the cousin of death? You know,
Sleep is the cousin of death.
Sleep is the cousin of death. So it's very hard for me to fall asleep. I got insomnia tattooed on my head. It's very hard for me to sleep.
I ain't never peeped that. That's
very, very hard for me to sleep, bro. And when I don't sleep, I'm thinking about making money. I'm thinking about making money. And, you know, I don't know if it's because I've been brainwashed to think like that. Like, I gotta get to the dollar. I gotta get to the dollar. But it's just what it is, because if I don't get to it, then, you know, if I die, then what the fuck do they have? You know what I mean? That part. And if I don't invest in that money, like we said, money don't mean shit. So if I don't invest in something that means something, what the fuck do I have? You know, what am I doing all this for? These 100 hours and staying up all night and, you know, heart beating fast and shit, sweating, waking up, nightmares and shit. What am I doing all this for? You know? So
I got a deep question about you saying you're talking a lot about death, you're talking a lot about losses, you're talking about money, program and everything. And the next thing I want to, because it leads perfect in relationships, because you've had so many different type of experiences. Life insurance. Yeah. Some people will invest in life insurance and just work a 9-to-5 job, get a 401k, and give up on their dreams and say, I'm about my kids. Is that your mindset? Or if it's not, why won't you just settle like the average American and just think, well, even if I don't make a millionaire, at least I got 100-some thousand life insurance, at least I got 401k to pass on to.
Man, because it's crazy, man, but just life itself is such a teacher. But when I was at 9-to-5, I watched some OGs like 50s and their 60s, you know, doing the 9-to-5 shit. And they were happy. You know, youngsters, you know, they come there, they do what they do. You know, they have a lunch break and all that shit. You know, the regular shit. And one of them had a heart attack. At work. That right there, I was like, that ain't me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to sit here and have a fucking heart attack. I'm not about to sit here and work all fucking night for another person, another man, and sitting back and just laughing. You know, I'm just a number. I'm just a number. So that right there made me just want to change the course of my thoughts and where I was heading and what I had to do to be like that company. One good book that I've read, bro, and I think, I don't know, maybe you've read it, but it's called The Imitation of Christ. And I always speak about the imitation of Christ because you literally, in every single day of life, you're going to imitate somebody, someone, or some way. And, you know, like I said, my grandmother was a Christian / Muslim, but she spoke a lot about Jesus and a lot about Christ, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, you know, Joshua, you know, whatever. It's the man, you know what I mean? But the imitation is just pretty much teaching you how to literally be like Christ. Not to be God, but to walk his path, you know, what he did. So, you know, the same thing with your life. If you see a business, imitate what that business is doing. See how they do it. Watch their formula, watch their business module, count their numbers, figure out the clientele. Excuse me, I mean, it's just I'm being real with everybody. If you're trying to get some money, watch their clientele. And if they have some type of a non-compete or, you know, I forgot the other term for it, non-compete, you know, then just be careful with that because you can get in some legal trouble. Motherfucker sue you real quick, you know. But if you can get around that, there's nothing wrong with that. Just, you know, build your own clientele. Straight up, you know what I mean? And it just comes with people just literally studying and mastering some shit, bro. Literally. It's like reading a book. But motherfuckers don't want to read a book.
I know.
So how do you want to read life, but you don't want to? You see what I'm saying?
Most people don't look at it like that. Read like they don't read like they live life. Like if you look at most people, I don't know if you probably have people around you. Man, I'm just living for the day. Tomorrow ain't promised. I'm just living for today.
Okay.
So what happens when you wake up tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you know shit. I'm just thank God and I'm here another day. Whatever come, whatever bring me, it's God's will. Like, but I get everybody got different beliefs, but I'm spiritual. I no longer subscribe to religion, but I still dib and dab a lot of books because of the principles. And I grew up Christian and Pentecostal and Baptist. And the big scripture I like that people don't talk about is he said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets. For he who readeth it may run that readeth. Yeah. So people say, tell God's plans, watch and laugh. No, God told you that's the plan. you ain't listening, you ain't reading. Right. You listen to all these other preachers. Then it said, where there is no vision, people perish. So you ain't even thinking about your future. You just thinking about the day. You still ain't listening. That's strike two. Yeah. And then they say, my people suffer why? Due to the lack of knowledge. That's their reading. You know what I'm saying? You ain't reading. You ain't soaking that much stuff on that. Okay. Did it stop? Yeah. No, it's still one. All right, cool. I'll pick it back up. So when it comes to reading those books, that's that knowledge, and people don't really even do that. So that goes into the fourth pillar I want to talk about, which is relationships. And before we get out of there on the podcast, I want to ask you some rapid questions, and then what type of advice would you give them? Imitate, you said. So what's some relationships or books that you imitate today?
50 Year Law by Court.
Robert Greene and 50 Cent. Yeah,
Robert Greene and 50 Cent. 48 Laws of Power, definitely. You know, them is, you know, every now and then type of, you know, mood that I'm in. Master Key System. Behold the Pale Horse.
I can see what your book list look like.
Yeah. I got a couple. I forgot the other one, man. It's by a doctor, actually. I'm at the DMT. It's DMT, something about DMT, man. I have to show you it. But I really just like deep stuff that pretty much breaks down the brain and the anatomy of a human being. Because if you know, to me, the body, the skeleton, and just everything of a human being is probably the most beautiful thing God could have created. You know, just as much as a flower. You know what I mean? It's just a beautiful thing. You know, that's how you know there's a God. You know, it's a creator, because just look at the mechanism of what He made. Like, look at your hands, look at your fingers, your fingernails, your eyes and shit. You got 2 ears for a reason. You know, he's got a nose to
a
breathe
new
in.
fingerprint for everybody in the world.
You know what I'm saying? Like this hair is fucking antennas and shit. Like it get deep like that, you know. So
Like, we gotta get you on the podcast just talking about spiritual talks.
real talk, you know. I'm in here, man. You know, episode 2 coming soon.
Look forward.
Yeah.
So relationships, when it comes to behind the scenes, we was talking about how where the mindset is now with relationships.
Yeah.
And I heard you say that, you know, selling drugs, you know, kicking doors, doing all this. I don't think you was doing it all by yourself, were you?
Yeah.
You were?
Definitely. By
What-
myself.
Where did that invitation come from? Who was like, where'd you get them thoughts from to do that?
I think my father, you know, like I spoke earlier, you know, he was a bad person. He was a very evil person. So I think just deep within, in his semen and his ball sack, I was there. You know what I mean? Just like your son is there, I was there, swimming in that fucking river. And then unfortunately, part of that, those thoughts and that mindset, that demon, whatever you want to call it, was in me from that, you know. But at the same time, I thank God for my mother. You know, my mother was always a hardworking woman. She taught me about business. She taught me about survival. She was, you know, she hood too. You know what I'm saying? She Hispanic hood, but she taught me about a lot of shit that made me be the way that I am now. You know, which I thank God for that.
Awesome. So if you don't mind sharing with the viewers, what is the type of relationships you seek to have now? Because I know you stand on your own, first of all. You're an alpha male. Most of these alpha males, so claim, are acting very non-alpha. I forgot what the other one is. What is it? Let's just say some men are not in a masculine in the right way. They're in a toxic masculine.
Right.
So when it comes to the relationships you may seek out or open to, what type of relationships, how does a person have to move or think just to be around you in your circle?
You gotta be real. You just gotta be honest. You know, don't try to be tough around me. You know, all that tough shit is out the window. If I feel like you're trying to be tough, you're trying to put on an act, I'm just gonna ignore you. You know, so just be yourself. And if anything, I respect the person who respects God. You know, so if you have respect for God, I have respect for you. You know what I'm saying? Respect yourself, and just be open to ask questions. Because I think a lot of people feel intimidated. I'm sure by you, I'm sure by him. I mean, they feel intimidated and they don't want to ask questions. You know, they just want to, or they ask the wrong questions. You know, like what shoes are you wearing? What is that? What's the watch? What are you driving? You know, shit like that. Those are the wrong questions. Like if you ask me the right questions, I will open up to you. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was down there in Prom Light and there was 3 dope boys sitting at the table and they're like, hey man, come check this weed out, man. I came from Atlanta and I'm from Atlanta too. You know, and, oh for real? He's like, look at this. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That purple shit don't fly around here in Kansas City. Niggas don't like that purple shit. Niggas like the white shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they call it, the white shit in the streets. So then he's like, oh, for real? And he's starting like, I'm being honest with him. He's starting to see like, well, bro, what you got going on? You know, we're not from here, so let me know. So I let him know, like, you know, I got clothing line, I got this, I got 6 businesses and all that. He was like, what's the best advice you can give me? I told him, nigga, do your taxes.
That's real. People don't talk about that.
Nigga, do your taxes. Learn how to manage your taxes, manage your money, give yourself a certain amount of percent, whether it's 5%, 10%. You're going to be struggling for a little bit, nigga, but you're paying yourself 5%, 10%, your business make the rest, and then you put up the taxes. That's the hardest thing I have to learn as an entrepreneur, your taxes.
Same here. I'm still working on it. Like even reading the books, it get like, damn, you gotta learn it though. Yeah, I watch YouTube and like teach me to take notes, man.
Yeah, get your CPA, you know, learn about tax deductions. And yeah, you know, Roth IRA, all that good shit, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know,
drop some gems on that, man.
we can get deeper. We can get deeper, but you know, I'm trying to make it quick, man, because niggas want to get here and talk and all that. You know, I feel like less is more. So
less is more. So as we wrap up, I do a quick little rapid question, 3 questions.
Okay.
And then I want you to unpack it, then get some advice. Time or money?
Time.
Relationship or goals?
Goals.
House or apartment?
Apartment.
Music and the clout or legacy and family?
Legacy and family. Easy, man. It's easy, man.
Now, money and time, you said what?
Time.
Why time?
Because I can't get that back. You know, money, I could lose it. I give somebody some money, they fuck it up. That's cool, you know what I mean? I can burn through money all fucking day, bro. I'll be broke. But one thing I can't fucking get back is time. I can't get back time, you know, watch my son grow up. I can't know that. Time is everything.
So,
Straight up.
relationship and goals, which one you pick?
Goals.
Unpack that. Why goals?
Because to me, swear to God, man, to me, it's like in my mind I have a quote, or should I say a scripture, and not a biblical scripture, but just a scripture that I told myself. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but it's something embedded in my head to where it's like, this is what I'm aiming for. This is what I see myself being. This is my future. I see my future ahead. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm going for. So any relationship that get in the way that I feel like is going against that or keeping me from that or slowing me down, I have no problem with watching a bridge just fall. I have no problem with it, bro. I don't. And even if it's somebody that I truly love and care about, you know, you can't keep up, you get left behind.
That's real.
You get left behind. I believe in coming back with effort. If somebody's putting in effort, I believe in coming back. Come on. You know what I mean? Come on. Let me show you. Come on. You show me effort. But if you just don't give a fuck, that's it. You know, I'll leave you behind.
Swim.
My goals is first.
Swim. Yeah.
I swear to God.
All right. And then advice. So we all have a day we born and we all have a day that we leave. When it comes to that day and you had 1 minute or 2 minutes to tell the world some great wisdom advice that you live by, you experience, what type of wisdom advice would you leave with them?
Cherish our women. Protect our women and cherish our women, because we take women for granted. You know, even me, myself, I'm not perfect. I'm human. You know, I make mistakes. And I think that our women if we don't have no women, how are we gonna multiply? You know what I mean? You niggas need to think about that. How the fuck are we gonna have more babies? How the fuck are we gonna have a future? You know, if the government said tomorrow, like, abortions are banned, you know, can no women have abortions or whatever the case is? You know, it's gonna be a certain amount of time where women are gonna be like, well, fuck y'all niggas, we're not gonna have no more babies. You know what I mean? And then they'll get together and get a group. Best believe it, women will pick up guns and shoot your ass. Trust me, I know. I done got hit up by a woman, you know, and I respect her to death because I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? She fucked my shit up, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, it's just something that we have to understand. We're stronger than them physically and all of that. But when it comes to them multiplying and giving us children and, you know, and giving literally their gods in a way, you know, giving us a breath of life, come on, bro. That's, to me, if I had to leave the earth, that's what I say. Like, hey, take care of the women. Take care of the women, man.
And then the last question, if you had to have something written on your tombstone, what would it say?
I speak life.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Amaru has spoken, and I hope you all took a lot from this podcast. I speak life. That's potent. That's simple and potent. I told people on my tombstone, it's going to say, live as God, die a message. You know what I'm saying? Like, be what you speak and walk. Like, let your walk be your testimony. Let your walk be your message.
Yeah.
But live as a God. Like, be all that you can be. You know what I'm saying? Let your walk represent that.
Definitely.
Anything else you want to share? And if you can, please share with them. How can they stay in tune with you, follow you on social media and all your other sites?
Salam alaikum, salam. Amaru, we got the record label Ghetto Born Black Seeds, you know, because, you know, that's what we are. We born from a seed, you know, but we ghetto at the same time. So whoever like it, they like it. Whoever don't, it is what it is. You can follow me on, I have all type of shit on Facebook, especially, you know, so Amaru Kadafi. I got my AMARU exclusive shit on, you know what I mean? This is my pants, I don't know if you can see them. You know, I meant to bring the t-shirt, you know, hey, couldn't bring the t-shirt.
So I know you showed up though.
Yeah, it's all good. We got AMARU collections, we got AMARU exclusive. We got a unique technique modifications. That's another business that I have. Yeah, man, we doing it all, you know what I'm saying? And all of this is through the support of family and friends, you know, people that believe in you. And then on top of that, I give to God. All praise be to Allah.
All praise. Well, thank you again for doing it. I can't wait to have you on the next podcast.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for introducing me to your cousin. Can't wait to have him on as well.
Boy.
So, family and friends, that is the message tonight. Remember, always move different. And the way that you do that is you sharpen your mind. You take the time to read life and read yourself, reassess, reminisce, and really go within. And meditation, look into that in the books that he mentioned. Again, this is King Light interviewing Amaru on the Move Different podcast. This is Move Different Mondays. And always remember, sharpen your awareness, KD Intelligence.
Like a Zam. I ain't acting, I'm just speaking what I see behind the lens. Even though I'm speaking roles, the creator I am.
Manifest, elevate, you will be okay. I'ma focus on myself in a way. Give you love, give you eyes, show you the way. I plant the seeds and watch them blossom. Our soul is power, solar power. We don't fold, we don't know no cowards. We expose those who hide our power. Self-conquer, watch the rest devour.